Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone, depending on your location. Please feel free to type in a plus if you can hear me loud and clear, so we can wait for a bit more people to join and we will kick off this meeting. Okay, thank you guys. Welcome. While we wait, if you don't mind, just to add some, maybe your location where you're coming from, so me and Bill will understand better to whom we are speaking today. Okay, California, Michigan, Oklahoma. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Okay, mostly US. Okay, good.
Barcelona, Sweden.
Okay,
Excellent.
excellent. We have people from all over the world. Canada. Okay, people still joining in. Yeah, we will wait a couple more minutes. We want everyone on this. Okay, North Carolina. Okay, the latency isn't terrible. It's a good start. Okay, definitely. Okay, people still joining. For the ones who just arrived, please type in plus and your location so we know everybody. We will start in just a minute, I guess. Okay, Montana, Kansas City, Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, Pennsylvania, San Antonio. Great. Montreal. Glad to see everybody. Hope you're having a great day. It's Tuesday already. Okay, London, UK. Welcome, guys. It's a bit of an evening for you, but anyway, thanks for joining us. Also, we have a bunch of people over India. Welcome. Okay. Slowly but surely, let's start with the introduction, Bill, if you allow me to do this. And I will push some slides to accompany us. If you just allow me to do so. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so seems like it works now. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, 3 more people joined. Love it. Okay. Okay, welcome everyone to today's demonstration. Today's session is called Keeping It Real. This is a new format. For some of you, it's who joined it for the first time. It's our customer success and onboarding team members join this session to join you together so we can actually have a live conversation in the Q&A format regarding the latest developments in Atera, answer your most hot questions, and actually address any of your concerns. Maybe you want to know something from the future, which is waiting for us So let's kick it off. And I will present myself. My name is Dima. I'm the customer success manager for the strategic team. And today with me is my friend and colleague, Bill. Go ahead.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Bill. I'm the onboarding manager. For those of you who we have met, I help you get on board and help you with the Atera platform.
Yeah, we are members of the teams who welcome you after you join Natera to guide you through, make your journey pleasant, and make your usage comfortable and make you knowledgeable of the product because we are all about you answering your questions and meeting your business needs. And it's not on paper; it's real, and this is what we actually can do today. Before we begin, a little bit of housekeeping. So on the on the screen, you will now see our link to the Terra webinars. Feel free to register for all the future events, including all the future events on the AIT topic, which is the AI-powered IT. Some of you may have attended our most recent event, which was on the October 30th, if I recall correctly, when we covered a lot of AI related topics. Our CEO, Gil, our co-founder Oshri, and our friends from Microsoft were covering most hot topics in the industry. But in case you missed it, at the end of the demonstration, we will share the link so you can actually rewatch it, revisit the topics, and see the recording yourself. And yeah, but still, it's always good to have you live, and we have. Weekly events, which are aimed basically to get you more comfortable with the product. And this is what we are about to do. And as you can see on the interface, on the right-hand side, you will see the chat section, and you've utilized it quite a bit. The next one, next to the chat, you will see the Q&A section. And I highly recommend and encourage you to start posting questions. And while you do this, maybe you had something in mind prepared and you've come prepared. Maybe you've come up with something just now. We will start to respond to those questions one by one. And yeah, and before we do, I will also open up my very own Atera instance so we can actually do some things live while we are at it. Okay, I see some questions started to fall in. Okay. Okay. How does a user of a site utilize the remote login capabilities? Okay, James, thank you so much for the question, first of all. So let's jump into the product itself and see. Um, okay, so the remote work capabilities are present inside the product by a feature called Work from Home. So this is a add-on which allows your actual customers use their PC as they would have been from the office. And to activate this feature, if you haven't already, it's located in the settings. And among the settings you see here, the general agent's tickets, chat with an agent, you will see the fifth section called remote access. So the remote access is a bit of a different story that allows you to actually remote someone's screen from the outside. And you will also see different options here, but to allow your users to activate this, you will see whenever the device is added and the agent is installed, and you will see the devices appearing on the screen. And on the devices page, you will see the three dots. Oh, sorry. It's sorry, from the sites. So from the devices, you will see um, the capabilities that are relevant to this type of the device, and you will be eligible uh, to actually access the monitor device, and there will be possibilities to activate the chat and to activate the work from home feature. And first of all, to do this, you will need to activate this inside your admin panel. And after this, you will be needing on the devices page, um, um, sorry, on the sites page, you will need to go under their site. You will need to go under the devices. In the all section, you can select a certain device and you can activate a chat with this particular user and activate the feature which is called the work from home. So my demo environment is not capable of doing this, but three dots here, and this is how you activate it user by user. And actually it allows your users to access access your work environment like if they were doing this from the office. Okay, next one, Bill, please. How does an endpoint user create a help ticket? So there are several ways to do this. And together with Bill, we meet this type of question every once in a while when we face um, this type of questions on the customer's demos and onboarding processes. So there are several ways to do this. First of all, users can do good old submitting a ticket using the email. So to set up your email, and which will respond to the tickets. You do this in the service, and you will see that when you register the Atera account, you will be provided with the auto-generated support address, and also you can supply yourself with your own custom address, and you can have different email forwarding rules, and we have different ways to allow you to customize it. And you can also choose how to respond to those emails, and should you auto create users on the incoming emails and send the emails to users who were actually added to the platform. It's one of the ways. Second one is to create a ticket using one of our features, which is called the service portal. And as you can see, there are ticketing capabilities, and basically what it does whenever an agent is installed, um, there is a way to right-click on the agent icon in the tray and to actually submit a ticket using a customer portal. This is the second way to do this, and the technician himself, if you have like also chat capabilities with the customer, you have a messenger in place or something like this, you just as a technician yourself, you can actually click on ticket, and depending on these fields, you can actually create the ticket yourself and select the priorities, and also select the priorities, impacts, and whatnot. And also you can go very, very custom and particular, custom and specific in terms of the custom fields which you can create um, as your heart desires. Also, for the ticket, I saw was a question for the ticket automation rules. Um, there are capabilities to automate how the tickets flow inside the system and whenever they are created. And as you can see, my mouse is hovering on the ticket automation rules. This page actually allows you to create some sort of logic. And for example, I will open a test rule here, and you will see that, for example, if a customer submits a ticket using the customer portal in this specific example, if ticket type matches the new employee setup, which is the type of the ticket which should be selected initially, there is a certain action that the ticket impact should be set to a specific value. You can modify the way that the ticket automation works for the tickets, but you can go, like for example, a ticket contains a specific word, and if it does, it can go to a specific team when it comes to infrastructure, setting up or onboarding a new device, or any other type of activities which you might have with your users. Hope that answers the question. Forward an email into a specific ticket. Yeah, so ticket number. Also, there's a way to send them marked internal. So for the internal purposes in the ticketing system, the most maybe commonly used way to do this is to post not only the public reply, but an internal note. And when you click here, the background color changes, and you can actually notify certain technicians right here. So, for example, I can notify Bill that I'm posting him an internal note, and it requires his attention. And also I can type in an internal note, and basically this is what our system shares with most of the ticketing systems out there. Also, you have the rich text capabilities. You can attach files like screenshots and whatnot, and also you can select from the quick reply templates. And also, depending on the ticket, for example, let's go with the slow internet connection. You will see that our ticketing system is also capable of assisting you and creating tickets, sorry, summarizing the tickets in a specific way using the AI, which is allowing you to see the displayed summary of the ticket, generate a possible solution, and uh, and also generate a possible reply to the customer to save you physical type of typing time, which actually brings a lot of value to the customers we see. And as you can see, this feature is pretty new, and we encourage everybody to test it out. Okay, the next one. Can I use the API to create a ticket if I use internal website with form to send the information using the API? Bill, maybe a quick one with you. Have you faced that type of requests from the
I,
customers?
of all the API questions that I've gotten before, I can't say that I've used that one before. But one thing we can do is direct you to our API FAQ that was just put out this week, and it'll give you some more information, so we can send that out through as a part of this chat.
Yeah, sure. I will. Bill, if you will, can you please
Yep.
uh, share it in the chat so
Yep.
people can actually have a good read afterwards? Okay, let's move on.
I've got a whole bunch of them for you, so I'll keep sending them on to you, Dima.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so the next one. Okay. For network discovery, we have 5 different sites and more than 50 server in the organization. In order to manage network devices through SNMP, how should we install a Terra agent over the network? Should we install on the multiple domain controller or just one domain controller? Okay, network discovery. So it's one of the in-house developments of a Terra. It's one of the products we offer at the moment. And as you can see on the left-hand side, it's a separate section located here. And it's also like the basic product description is available on the App Center, where we keep all the third-party products. And some of them are in-house developed, like the network discovery. And it gives you a good overview on how you actually can utilize it. So for the network discovery, my major advice is to use the domain controller as a scanning agent. So partially your question contains some bits and pieces of the answer. The main benefit of doing so is you get the most out of your scans from the device and information perspective. The results are the most accurate ones. And also it allows you to install the agent afterwards. So let me showcase you like a live network. Let's check this one. So in this particular example, you will see that there are some devices which were discovered by most likely a laptop. And this is the scenario which is a bit of the other side of the spectrum, but nevertheless. So if the scanning agent was set as the domain controller, and and all the recommendations in terms of the setting the WMI rules and setting up the network settings correctly, we have a separate KB for this, which contains the step-by-step instructions to do so. You will be able to select one or many devices, and the grayed out Add Device button will become blue, and you will be able to install agents one by one or in bulk. So actually, there will be an action highlighted for your convenience. And after you've made the scans, and which you setting up here, so you first select your public IP address. So and also it allows you to have several networks scanned. It allows you the capabilities of the networks, including ranges scan, and the scanning agent, as you see, is set to the laptop in this specific case. This is why the settings below are grayed out. If it was a domain controller, it would have been different. So here, you can run scans in different parameters. You can scan for the top 100 ports, top 1000 ports, or you can go custom if you have very specific ports in use. But keep in mind that using all the 65K ports might take a lot of time. So please don't miss the question mark right here, which includes what custom actually means. It means the top 100 ports, including the custom port range of your choice. So yeah, and also we have the protocols and the scanning speed, which is by default is set to normal, and we recommend it's like to take it like slowly to normally rather than too fast, because for the data consistency purposes. And the protocols can be used at that time, so you will see them, the TCP and UDP. So from the results of the scan, what you can get is the on the report section, you will see an overview of a specific network. You will see some security reports, including the potential CVEs. There is nothing here, which is kind of good. And what we commonly see after a setup of a new fresh network, you most probably see some open ports which you have opened for the sake of installing or setting up something in the network, and maybe just a human factor forgot to close them. And you will see on which devices you have those ports open, and it will give you more consistent results and more integrity when it comes to the network security. Okay, next question, Bill, please. Does Atera have a general problem with chat? We have been using the platform for a relatively short time, and so far we generally have a problem with the chat. Sometimes the chat communication is not established. Sometimes one side is very late in the communication. So I don't know about Bill. I didn't see that like as a platform-wide issue. So maybe something very specific to your instance, and maybe something's happening on your end. So to troubleshoot this, there is a best practice which we continuously offer together with Bill and all our calls, because all our customers are eligible for clicking on this beautiful question mark on the bottom right-hand side. And aside the Help Center itself, there is a Start a New Live Chat button. And each and every customer of Atera receives a 24/7 live chat support. And the higher tier subscriptions, including the enterprise, they have not just the tier 1, but the straight access to the tier 2 support. So you can actually go and straight to the very technically equipped specialists, and also resolve more complex cases. And also for the security purposes, and if you will be providing the access to your environment, there is a grant access button right here, which will allow you to grant access by generating a 4-digit PIN, which will live for the next 7 days, which will allow you to actually, which will allow our engineers to access the platform, because we cannot do this other way around for the security purposes, because we value your data integrity and privacy of the environment. So it's only upon your approval. Is there an automation that needs to be in place for the @notify function to work? Um, it's a kind of an interesting one. Bill, have you faced such cases in the past?
You always give me the fun ones, Dima. It's not fair.
I'm sorry for giving you only the lemons this time. But yeah, I know that we have a specific like automation that, for example, you can route the tickets to specific teams or specific users. This is what we have, and it can act upon different triggers inside the system. So we can actually like automate the tickets that way. And for the at notify function, so as far as I'm concerned, so if it's not in the Terra yet, but Bill will take a look in the background if there is something we've recently introduced, so we can take a look at this in more details. Okay, let's go to the next question. Does the alerting system support the option to automatically resend alarms at defined time intervals until the underlying issue is resolved? Okay, from the alert settings, what we do have is so alerts stay visible first. Or pending alerts, they stay here hanging depending on the alert type and status. On the right hand side you see them, but you can actually customize this type of this part of the dashboard. You will see the alert status, for example, critical. If you click on the critical, you will see all pending critical alerts. And so what you can actually do and how you can like elevate the type of experience. First, you go to the alert settings, you set the emails, so for the people who will be receiving alerts and when, and we have two best practices here. So you can actually alert yourself additionally to what alerts initially are intended to be. And Bill, I know you advise this type of out of office, inside the office type of alerts. So give you a microphone.
No, one of the things that I always talk about with alerts is that before you get your alerts absolutely set in terms of the place that you want it to be, in terms of the threshold exactly right and the timing is exactly right, recommended is that you actually turn off your emails and turn off your notifications. And that way to really use the dashboard. The dashboard is very robust and you can follow what's going on all the time. Once you get your threshold set, then you can turn your emails. The direct answer is no, you won't have them returning on a defined interval, but they will always be inside the dashboard as long as they're there. If you're somebody who likes to have noises in the background to have you alerts going on, then the noises are great. There's a few funny ones in there as well. But again, once you get your thresholds set up, my recommendation is have them turned off and then turn them on once everything is ready to go. And again, it all depends on how you choose to use the system. Some people like to get emails. Some people want to have the ticket so that they can follow what's going on. Other people just rely on the dashboard as their place of management.
Yeah, so and on the alert settings, you can also automate your performance. So as you can see, based on the alerts, because our alerts, which are baked into the Atera itself, they're pretty conservative. After you fine tune them, so the automated ticket creation based on we recommend it to be, for example, set to the critical. For example, only the critical ones trigger the automatic ticket creation. And also, if there is a critical alert, and we recommend to turn the warnings off because otherwise you will be notified probably too often. And yeah, and here you can see the send to fields. You can actually assign them to specific emails. And as Bill said, the sounds are also here. And also send emails only between the certain interval, which can be the time which is specific when you're out of office and when you're not in front of the PC. Okay. Um, So sometimes the device seems to be offline, but in reality is online. Even if I try to reinstall Atera, it's not changing the status to online. So it's impossible to connect with the Splashtop or install the software. It's using a software bundle. Alessandro, so as far as I know, this is a known issue. recently experienced. So as far as I know, it's being worked on. And if you have a specific tickets, feel free to follow up with this. So we will see on a specific example so we can resolve it the best way possible. Okay. How to do patching in Atera tool. Can you please show the console and how to push the patches? Okay. Patching is a very interesting topic. So here is the section which lives in the admin section of the solution. So for starters, you have a lot of IT automation profiles, basically an endless amount. And before we even jump into this, and I had this just before this webinar, how to run it on the offline agents, which recently have become online. It's this in the settings right below all your profiles, which you have inside the system. And there you also can see the excluded patches in one list, which is very convenient. Here you will see the list of the IT automation profiles. You will be able to assign, clone, or delete any type of the profile. You can assign it to a specific site folder or agent, which is very convenient. And also you can use any type of automation profile for the patching purposes included as a foundation. If you want to modify it in any certain way, you can also delete it, and you also can deactivate it if you don't need it temporarily or permanently. Let's go here, and you will see this beautiful page. So here are several things, and one of them complements perfectly one of the previous questions about the network discovery, rolling out the agents, and everything in between. So IT automation starts with the run the profile on the newly installed agents, which is basically allowing you to create a chain reaction when rolling out an agent using the GPO or the network discovery. You can run a certain profile to like align your device against the environment it's about to be a part of, and it runs automatically. But like an important thing to mention that it has to have at least one schedule, or it will not be um, not or it will not be running. It will be sleeping. So yeah, you need to have at least one time set up. You can also set the email upon execution to certain people. You can assign those profiles here, and the patch management actually divided into several parts. Okay, so the patch management, depending on the type of the operational system, is if it's a Windows, Mac, or something else, you will receive a critical update. So the critical updates right here, security updates, patch approval settings, everything related to software, and everything related to maintenance. So our like best practice, we advise you to create maybe like 3 or 4 um, type of profiles, and to separate the critical updates, security, and all the rest of the updates, then software separately, and then the maintenance. And also, as you can see in the maintenance, there is also a possibility to inject a script, which is a separate topic, but still you can even inject third-party pieces of software. And a spoiler alert, we are about to introduce the private repository alongside with the Chocolate and Homebrew capabilities. So you will be finally able to install the third-party software using the Atera automation profiles. So the patch is installed like this. If you go to the approval settings, what we do recommend, so to avoid funny patch Tuesdays, so we have the capabilities to postpone the critical, non-critical, and Mac recommended updates anywhere between 1 and 30 days. And you can exclude certain patches, and you can approve or exclude them in bulk. And for example, it will save you from the holiday season. For example, the patch Tuesday falls on the holiday time, and to avoid any type of unneeded updates. So you can actually postpone it and postpone the critical updates until you're back in the office. And especially it's very handy on Christmas time and on the Christmas time and any other holiday time. Okay, and from the patching perspective, there are also capabilities which allow you to see what is actually happening in terms of the patching and everything in between. So you will see these wonderful three reports here: patch search and deploy, patch status summary, and patch and automation feedback. Patch search and deploy, if you select the filter by all, site names all, and the agent type is also all, let's select, let's say, Terra HQ. We will see that we have a laptop which actually misses some pieces of software, and it also allows you to see whether this patch was installed, and it's duplicated right here on the left hand side. And if you have any type of uninstalled patches, which is very important when it comes to installing the patches, and also you can select several sites. For example, you will be able to find some non-installed patches, and you can export the data. And if there is a patch which needs your actions, the tick box will be active. Right now, it's not because the software is installed, but it will allow you to actually push the patch. And then you can also exclude the retired devices from the report so it doesn't create any type of clutter. You can also schedule this report the way you like it for the specific site. So the recipient is a technician. The technician name, you can select any person from the list in your account, and you can set them to weekly or even daily. And another very interesting report, which is the patch status summary. It basically provides you to the ability to have a helicopter view on how your devices are doing inside the system. And you will see how much of the laptops are missing some certain patches, updates, and whatnot. And you can go to a specific device, and you will see that there are 4 available patches. It will update, and from here, if the device is offline, so you cannot push them at the moment. So, but you can, if it was online, you will be able to push them, and on the bottom right-hand side, you will see the install button, which will allow you to actually resolve this type of notification. Okay, Bill. And another one report, patch and automation feedback. It provides you a summary of how your patches have been executed and where the patching was successful or not. So, for example, we have a lot of offline devices in the demo environment, so there might be some like action failings on a certain type of devices, but it was completed on 2 agents, and you will immediately see on which ones it was fine and which ones it was not fine. And actually, you can work on this data later on. And also, you have a software inventory, which you can generate the report. And you will see, that, for example, the software name called Chrome as an example, and you will see that we have different devices owning different versions of Chrome. But if you have an IT automation profile and it has right here a tick box with software patch management and update all tick box is selected, you will be able to update some selected pieces of software, even though if they're not coming from the Chocolatito Homebrew. And as far as I remember, it's Chrome, um, it's Zoom, and some other 7-zip is also one of them, and also some selected pieces of software. Regardless the source of the installation, they will be kept updated right here. So if you have this tick box selected, these pieces of software will be just fine. Yep. So this is what you have on the patching, and also you can, of course, you can inject certain scripts, and for example, from the scripting capabilities to inject some certain pieces of software and create, for example, a script to push several so software items in a specific order and stop the script and send the report to a specific email if the script fails. So we click on generate, and actually it will allow you to create a foundation of the script to actually push the software and patching in the order you desire. So based on the prompt, it was like right off the top of my head, but still AI Assistant gives you a good and solid foundation of how you can do the scripting. And also a very cool complement on the side. It gives the script a name, a script a description, and depending on your environment specifics, you can actually customize it to your liking. And whenever you're happy with the result, you just click on create and save the specific script in your library and eject it using the IT automation profile, which happens right here in the script section. You can add a script, use your own, or use our library and look for something very specific. Some scripts have a lot of distribution across our customer base. They're checked for malicious pieces of code, but still, to make them work, to make some of them work, you need to make the variables according to your environment specifics. Bill, next one, please. Can we send the wake on LAN packets to all devices on a network using the other devices that are currently online that have a Terra agent installed 1 to 3 minutes before the scheduled update? Okay, this is one of the questions I just recently had with one of my customers. And the answer is that you have the wake on LAN capabilities from the devices page. We have a specific KB for this. Bill, if you don't mind, just to look for the wake on LAN KB article and send this to the chat as I speak. And to actually wake a device on LAN. So let's see this one. So sorry, not here, but from the sites, and I think from the devices. Yep, all the devices. And so you will see the shutdown actions, and also you can actually do the wake on LAN capabilities. At the moment, however, there is no straight out-of-the-box solution for waking on LAN and automating this kind of process, but still, using the IT automation profile, the short answer is you can create and inject a script which will, using the magic packet, will wake the devices up on a specific time if you need them to be online for the updates.
Dima, just real quick, a lot of people are writing questions on the chat. If you could write them on the Q&A, that way I can filter them and send them over to Dima and answer them as well. So if you ask the question on the chat, send it over to Q&A and I'll take care of them. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much, because I'm following the questions on the screen because there are some technical limitations for the platform. And Bill, please post the next question so everybody can read it, and I will answer the next one. You're muted, Bill.
Sorry, on the Q&A, we've got them all so far, so that's why I'm pulling them from the chat.
Okay.
But I can read one real quick from Matthew Smith. If you select create restore point, does that happen before the patching?
It's kind of an interesting one. And Bill, this is your turn to give me some lemons. If you have ever come across, so we'll be happy to go over this.
Whenever you do any kind of patching, you can always set up a sequencing of whatever it is that you want to do. So typically, when on devices, when you have a new agent, when you have a new device, that you first clean the system, set your restore point. Like, can you just open up the patch real quick there for me, Dima?
Yep,
I don't have the share for me. Thanks. And we'll just pick anyone. And I believe on the right-hand side, there's a restore point. Is there one over there on the restore point? Nope, sorry, it's on the device, but you can set that in your device, and then after that, run those patches.
Yeah, so let's see if it's shutdown actions, help desk, deactivate. So yeah, I think it's done through the site.
Manage. Yeah.
Yeah. So under the devices, and when if you click on Manage, software installations, command prompt PowerShell, shutdown actions, and so I think this one is just the device which does not support this for some reason. Okay. Bill, can you read the next chat, please? I had the alerts perfect, but how did I edit a network discovery? All the SNMP devices go offline and back on. How can I mute the SNMP devices from alerting me? Okay, all the SNMP devices go offline and back on. So there are multiple things in this equation that I see right now. So first of all, I need to check if all the recommendations from the KBR article from this preliminary settings were followed, and if there is something that is happening which you might find not quite right. So basically, I would approach the support team so they can check if all the settings are correct and assist you on this matter. From off the top of my head, I can't recall any type of such cases. Bill, if you do, please tell me.
No, I would just adjust the alerts, adjust the MOIDs to not do the alerting, and then just monitor them throughout the device.
Yeah, so basically what you can do is to create a filter right here, and on the device type, you can create an SNMP device. So in this specific example, we will have this printer, but it can be other SNMP devices, obviously. So you will have this beautiful button right here. You can import your SNMP template yourself, but you can also add the generate OIDs to monitor your device and also even become more proactive. For example, the printer page count. So then maybe like maybe I know the toner level, and you can also create the alerts based on this to get an accurate picture of what's happening with the device, and that you can generate OIDs here. Depending on the device type, it might take some time, but it utilizes the AI capabilities. It's at an early stage of production, but still it helps with the basic tasks when it comes to the SNMP devices to actually monitor them properly. Will I have the ability to wipe devices remotely without a script? So from what I know, the scripting will be your best bet because it's a kind of a master command. You can also do the master action on the device using the command prompt capabilities on the devices page. So you can actually, depending on the device type, let's clear the filter right now. Let's see if there's any PCs available. So let's take this one. And as you can see, there are command prompt and the PowerShell capabilities. So you can actually inject the commands, not the scripts, but if you know the exact command to follow, so to wipe the device, to set it, to bring it back to the factory settings, you're more than welcome. And you can also run the script without the IT automation profile itself. Okay. How do you add other devices like printers or routers? Okay, so to add the SNMP devices, so there are several ways. One of those is the network discovery. It will discover any type of the device, regardless of the device, sorry, type. However, it will use the closest, like, a agent, agent-driven device to monitor the SNMP device if it's like alive, if it's doing well, and everything. And yeah, and to monitor the SNMP devices, also the great way to do this is to actually have the have the settings in place which will allow you to monitor such type of devices. And when you add a new device, you can actually so if you're not able to install an agent, you can add an SNMP driven device, and this is how you actually add this to a specific site, specific folder. You will add the device name, and please be aware that SNMP devices are monitored through the port 161. Make sure it's open on the network, otherwise it will be not very useful. And I think that the port that is also needs to be open is the 162, so it's a full-fledged data exchange.
Just wanted to point out on the create system restore point, it is in the patch management under maintenance. And so you can actually run that right at the very beginning. So if you take a look under the word maintenance, the very first one under maintenance, there's disk management and there's maintenance. There's the create system restore point. You can click on that. You can do it as a one-time only, or you can do it as a part of a full patch. So that's just sitting over there. Let's see.
Like an elephant in the room. Yep. Okay. I have a machine installed with a Terra agent and acting as a probe middleman for network discovery. When I reboot the device, can we find out what happens to the SLA reporting? To the SLA reporting. Interesting. So I have a machine installed with the Terra agent and acting as a probe middleman for the network discovery. When I reboot the device, can we find out what happens to the SLA reporting? So Bill, any ideas off the top of your head?
I'll be honest, I don't necessarily completely understand the question. So if it could be rewritten, I apologize. I'm not quite following the question.
Yeah, Shaik, if you can do this, we will be more than okay. New to Terra, wondering if there is ability to create a tracker based on sites to record recurrence issues on individual devices. So if you have the ticketing in place, so one that comes to my head, you always have a history of a person right here and all the previous tickets that were actually that actually existed in the system, and you can show all the tickets specific to this device, so you can actually you can filter it the way you like it and to create some like device specific kind of tracking capabilities. This is one that like comes first to my mind from the history perspective. And also I think you can utilize if your subscription allows this to utilize the advanced reporting capabilities, which we just recently introduced. Let me see if like from the default reports, I don't see any, but I think you can do this alerts. Let's go into the advanced reporting real quick because it's basically it's a BI built into the Terra, and on selected subscription plans, it's available. So custom fields alert. Yeah, basically, yeah, the short answer will be yes, you can do this, but it will require some customizations when you click certain, like for example, alert type, alert title, and say site ID, alert device type, and you run a report. I will just run it real quick, and you will see that there are like specific to certain use cases, like the CPU load, specific to what agent it is, so the site ID, and you can go completely custom when it comes to the site-specific fields, folder, or agent-specific fields. Okay, is there a way to search sites by, oops. Yeah, if you can pull this back. Yep, no worries.
go with this, and in the meantime.
Okay. We subscribe to Acronis backup service through Atera App Center. Will the monthly billing be realized through Atera or directly from Acronis, where we see the invoice? Okay. So if you're a monthly subscription paying with a credit card, which I assume it's the case, Stefko, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. So the billing will be the following. So the Cronus, which is living in the App Center and as one of the applications. So to give you a quick glimpse on this matter. So Acronis is one of the products which is available through our marketplace, and whenever you purchase such product which has enhanced capabilities in terms of integration, alerting you, and rolling out the agents, and it's just more convenient when you purchase it through Atera. Um, so you can see, like, for example, for Acronis specifically, you can deploy Acronis agents through Atera. From the pricing perspective, you see the plan per GB plan or in per workload plan. So if you go back to the Acronis um, UI, which I don't have the access to, but you can actually estimate what you will be charged based on your usage and your plan. You can download this Acronis calculator and see what you're actually using. And depending on your plan of your choice, because per GB plan has very specific use case. And for example, if you just push a great amount of data, if it's just like, if it, for example, like 30 plus terabytes of data, it's better to go for the workload plan because it considers the device type you're dealing with. For example, you're dealing with a lot of PCs, you're dealing with a lot of servers, virtual machines, whatnot. And based on this, it will charge you a flat fee for per device, but the cost per GB will be significantly reduced. And to like get a snapshot, you can use the calculator, which is updated at all times. You just download an Excel spreadsheet, which will allow you to get a glimpse of how you will be dealing with it and to see the expectations. And also in the admin, so in the subscription sections, because so you will see the invoices right here, and you will see the Acronis specific, and in the billing cycle, it's monthly, so you can double check if everything is correct. I hope that answers this question. Bossman needs a weekly technician report by tickets. Bossman, I guess it's the manager. Okay. There are no reporting systems that show what each tech has done during the week. The short answer is in the classic reports, the technician performance, it's one. There is also technician comparison. And in the advanced reports, even if your subscription allows only to use the predefined custom reports, you will see the technician overview, and you will see the tickets per technician, and also technician per name. What is the ticket duration? What's the number of the tickets, and what have you? Plus, for your busman purposes, it has a baked-in capability to download it in the PDF equals print-friendly format, and also the schedule the delivery, so you don't have to bother, and your bossman will be updated every once in a while. I hope this answers your question. How do you set up SLAs that will notify all techs that it's nearing a breach? So the SLAs are set in the basic setup service level of the agreements right here, and you can apply one SLA per site, which is very crucial so it doesn't affect you. So for example, there are certain levels of impacts. You can apply it to specific sites. You can also attach a specific calendar to it, and you can set up the calendar in advance when it comes to your working hours. It can be 24/7, it can be 7 days a week, it can be different. But the bottom line is when you go to the sites and you select any type of site, you will see which SLA is applied here, and vice versa. You in the SLA page, you will see which sites are applied here. And also you will be able to adjust it later on. And also, depending on the SLAs, depending on the ticket impacts, and depending on the custom fields, you will see how the tickets are doing in terms of the breaching or not breaching the SLA, because it's a site specific. dependency based on the ticket impact or some certain custom field. So actually, it gives you more or less time to deal with the ticket. And the clock just ticking for the time tracking purposes. You have the SLA until the November 15th, the sentiment coming from the AI, and basically based on the fields that are sorry apply here, you will be tracking the SLA capabilities. Roger, hope this answers your question. We have time for the last one, maybe.
I just pulled this one from chat. I didn't write it, but somebody did.
Okay, can we schedule a patch search and deploy not installed installation time? So yes, you can have this type of report, patch search and deploy right here. You can generate a report right here, and next to it is the schedule report capabilities. Whenever you have a report, you click on schedule, and the pop-up window will appear, and you will be clicking on plus, selecting it, select the days, select the hour, select the frequency, and select the recipient, so they will get the report. And that is basically it for today's Keeping It Real, because we are out of time. You are welcome at our future sessions, however. Yep. Yeah, so and I would like to give you a bit of a heads up in terms of the future events. You can go to our website and go to the resources and go to the events and webinars. And this section on our website will keep you updated because, for example, tomorrow we will be having co-hosted session with the Malweb guys from the Malwebites, which is pretty exciting. You will also be having an access to our previous sessions, and you can, for example, billing, AI in IT. You will see if you select specific webinars, you will be able to re-watch and revisit certain sections, certain webinars on specific topics, and also you will have the possibility to see the upcoming webinars. And we usually post the webinars for the current month. So the next one will be for the Malwarebytes. The next one after this will be AIT Masterclass, and it will showcase different AI-driven capabilities, including the most recent ones added inside the product. And you will also, there is a new type of, like new but revisited type of webinar, which is the quarterly based product updates for the Q3. And our product team will be addressing your questions, hot topics, what have you. And you're more than welcome to register. It will be November 29th, and on November 30th, it will be Next Level PSA webinar, which you can also register. It's free, and you will see the agenda. You can register. It's another 60 minutes, but I think it's more than worth of your time. And if you're an existing customer, you're always more than welcome to like submit a support ticket, reach out to your customer success team, or ask support who is your customer success representative, or if you're just joined, who is your technical onboarding manager like Bill. And we will be more than happy to assist you and orchestrate the process in letting you know more about Atera and actually benefiting from the product the best way possible. And that's it from my side for today. Thank you, everybody who had 1 hour of their time to join us today. Thank you, Bill, for co-hosting. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great one.
Thanks, Zima.
Yeah. Have a great one, and see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.